Hello and welcome back to some more Age of Empires 3. I am bringing you the third game from this best of 5 set between Stefan Sundin and LopsidedFluff. I've just got the game paused at the minute here because I was so confused when this loaded in. The map here that we are on is unknown. And if you don't know the rules of the map unknown, it's a mystery box. Anything can happen. So, what have we got here on this unknown map? Well, we have got an absolute infestation of lizards. We've got salamanders wandering around here. They are your food offering, and we've got monitor lizards on pretty much all of the treasures that you can see. The other thing to note is we've got this river down the middle of the map. Reminds me a bit of the Arizona? Something like that. The vanilla map that just has a massive river down the middle. And apart from that, yeah, we're on the kind of Korea or Japan asset pack. So we've got these lovely little rope bridges around the side of the river here, and we've got these lovely orange trees mixed in with the green. And oh yeah, there's a tournament game here. So in case you didn't know, this is match point for LopsidedFluff. They are 2-0 up in the set, and they, having played India and Japan, I was hoping they would play China and complete the set, but no, it's not to be. They are playing Portugal for this third game in the blue. Meanwhile, we have Stefan Sundin in the red, playing as America. Now, no crates for America, but they are certainly not short of good cards to send. Otherwise, you see we've got all three. Well, no, there's also French, isn't there? So 3 out of the 4 of the immigrants cards available here in Age 1. I'm going to be going for the Spanish immigrants. 300 food, but it gives you a lot of benefits. The outpost wagon, the XP income, and that is a big bonus. 1.7 extra XP. I always thought it was just 1.7. That's nearly 2 trade posts. It's 1.7 trade posts. And of course the ability to levy up those pikemen who do not use hit points, which is just like, for me, it makes them infinitely better than Minutemen. I can't stand the fact that Minutemen lose hit points. I know it's like, mechanically it serves a purpose, and the USA ones only lose half their hit points and so on, but the fact that you have these units pop out and they're just immediately getting worse, I don't like it. It doesn't spark joy. I also want to shout out, I can't remember if I said this already, we've got this underground texture, which I think basically turns up in one mission in the campaign. So I love whoever has, and even that's in an American biome, so I don't know if this is the same one at all. Maybe there are other campaign missions. I admit I don't think I've played all the Asian campaigns. But yeah, love seeing that underground texture down here at the bottom of the map. A really fun roll on unknown here. Anyway, USA aging up with Rhode Island. Do you want to know what Rhode Island does, folks? Well, let me tell you using the power of my cheat sheet. Rhode Island, it gives you the early steam power card, which is completely useless on this map because there is no trade route. And it gives you STM, which is villagers minus 30 food and fishing boats minus 20 wood. So a very, very good discount on your villagers and your fishing boats. And you get the retrospective resources refunded. So it's also kind of a resource card, but evidently allowed under the rules. Well, maybe it isn't allowed. Maybe Stefan won't be able to send it. But you kind of wonder why they went for Rhode Island if they're not planning to send that. Anyway, I digress. Portugal have aged up quite a bit faster than the USA and have put their town centre down just over the halfway line, just into the enemy half of this map. And they're complementing it with a barracks. So we're going to see a sort of aggressive Age 2 here from Portugal. I wonder. Also note a settler wagon. I'm guessing that came from a unknown treasure. Because I sure as hell don't know another way that Portugal can get settler wagons. Everything is a bit weird when you're playing on unknown. Oh, a mysterious stash. Let's see what it is. It was 50 coin and 50 wood. Great. Interestingly, Stefan has chosen to pop out the Minutemen as Minutemen, not as Spanish pikemen. I am disappointed. Those Minutemen are here guarding the town from these Portuguese musketeers. We're going to go for a little bit of a patrol. Potentially might find this villager who's been sent out to herd. Yeah, she is needing to run away, and I think she is going to make it to safety, so that's great. That's the remains of the last of the first group of giant salamanders are eaten up by America. Musketeers now in defensive stance in order to get them to move a bit more tightly, prevent that situation where only 2 of them managed to get the shot off on the villager. Lop learning in real time. So far has sent Victorious and Spice Crate. So we've seen this from Lop pretty much every game, going card-wise very eco, even when they're actually being quite aggressive on the map, always getting those eco cards, and that kind of means so far in both games we've seen them able to come in at about 12, no, not start to pull away at around the 12-minute mark, and then by around the 20-minute mark really have a decisive eco lead, kind of regardless of what's going on with the aging and ages situation. Anyway, America putting down their state capital from the Virginia General Assembly. We do see SLT come in as well, so villages are cheaper, and 570 food was delivered. So that's very nice. A nice, respectable army of Minutemen plus 5 regulars to defend the town from these musketeers. Lot, meanwhile, has not produced any more military, so just keeping the scare on with these 5 musketeers that were eventually whittled down to 2. But has been able to save up the resources instead to age up with the exiled prince. So, it's just like I was talking about in the previous set. We're looking at a Portuguese cratesless FF, actually a Portuguese cratesless semi-FF, with added spice trade for added spice, I guess. Stable going down now in transition, barracks down as well, has also found the time to obtain the wood for 1, 2, 3 houses, so has got the room to do what they want with the population. Sending in the fort here kind of feels like an unnecessary fort. It'll give them some good map control, it'll give them an extra military production building, it'll give them the chance to train falconets as well. But, you know, map control wise, these 2 town centres have probably got the mid-map locked down, and USA is not preparing like a counter fortress timing. USA actually deciding to macro for the age up themselves, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see them going up to age 3 in just a minute. Might have been interesting to see what would happen if Lop had gone out the gates with that first unit shipment, Cass, a batch of Cass, and, you know, we've been looking at 13 Cass going into the American base right now, start to clear up these military units, goons coming in to potentially follow. But was not to be. Lop played it a little bit more cautious than I think they needed to. But it's not the end of the world by any means. Portugal, in score-wise, very close. Portugal are going to have the advantage, though, of Victorious, and as we've seen in every game, spice trade as well. So got a bit of an eco edge, and if this game lasts another 10 minutes, then Lop can sit around here in age 3 pumping out triple growth from these 3 town centres compared to the USA's 1, and can do very well with that indeed. It's also got the benefit of an absolutely massive squad of salamanders down here in the cave. Although I don't think they've really cottoned on to the fact that there's stuff. There's stuff in the cave, Slop. Yeah. Unknown is a weird map. I said falconets, but of course organ guns are the Portuguese version of falconets, so that's what Lop will be able to train from the fort, and shipping in 3 of them now. So we've had 3 organ guns, 8 casts. We just need the 5 goons now, and we've kind of ticked all the boxes on the checklist for the Portuguese FF. Also got a batch of 5 goons. There were some goons in queue earlier, but I think they got cancelled. No, maybe they're these 4. So Portugal really doing the classic, covering all the bases FF here. So hard to deal with that Cascoon composition. I really do think it's one of the best Skirm Goon compositions you can get, especially out of the age 3 options. USA though, you show me an organ gun and I'll show you a Gatling gun straight back. Shipping in rolling artillery, so going to have 3 Gatling guns. They will be very, very effective if they can find a line to get on top of these casts. I kind of imagine Portugal holding the dragoons and the organ guns back because they might be anticipating that that's exactly what is coming up here. I was going to comment then on... Oh, and the artillery showdown. And it's gone very, very well for Portugal. Look at that. 2 organ guns completely unscathed. All 3 Gatling guns go down as well. It's really interesting. I don't know whether that was statistically in Portugal's favour. We always think of Gatling guns as stronger than organ guns on the whole, but maybe head-to-head it doesn't work out that way. Maybe there's more to do with like the multipliers and stuff in it, but... Either way, that was a really good result for LopsidedFluff. The second organ gun now being whittled down by the USA infantry, but they're going to pretty much trade all of the army. Oh, and that's the GG over so quickly. So, yeah, that very simple first skirmish was just the Cass and the organ guns. The goons popping in and out, jumping in on top, helping out with the Gatling guns, then running away and letting the cats finish off the infantry here. USA was just fielding entirely infantry, so once the Cass were able to go to work and the Gatling guns were out, it was a very, very easy clean-up for the Portuguese side and for LopsidedFluff. So that's your 3rd and, as it turns out, final game in this set. We're looking at a 3-0 sweep for LopsidedFluff, who moves on to the semi-finals. GG's to both players. Really fun sets. I especially feel in the first 2 games, it felt really close and really tense for a good 12-13 minutes. And then Lop's eco kind of just kicked into an extra gear that Stefan's didn't really have. This game, unfortunately, just... a bit of a classic, I'd say, out kind of countered. Maybe Civ countered, but certainly composition countered. And you play a dangerous game with artillery in early age 3 battles, because if you squander your artillery and the opponent keeps theirs nice and intact, that can absolutely turn over your army and spell the end of the game. But there we have it. LopsidedFluff moving on to the semi-finals, where I'm sure they will be a force to be reckoned with. We say goodbye to Stefan in this tournament, but I'm sure they'll be back in future. And we say goodbye for tonight, because that's the end of this set of 3 games. But thank you very much for joining me, and goodbye.